Welcome back to the channel, Celebrity Scandalous. If you guys are here, please hit that thumbs up. Please hit that like. Double tap the screen. I'm just saying what they say. I don't know about double tapping the screen, but please double tap it for me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Galatians. Girl, I saw you were the first one in the chat, so thank you for joining. Galatians, if you are here, can you let me know if you can hear me? Just drop a 1. Or Lulu, can you drop a 1 and let me know if you can hear me? So you guys, today we are going to talk about what everybody's talking about. The trending topic of the day is AsapRocky and Rihanna. So AsapRocky is going to be starting the trial. His trial is going to be starting next week. And I heard about it and I was hearing bits and pieces about it, but now it is getting ready to go to trial. Hey, Galatians, thank you. Thank you for joining. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for letting me know. And I apologize for being like 5 minutes late. I apologize, you guys. But yeah, so they're saying that it's going to trial. And honestly, I remember this started a few years ago, but I didn't stay on top of it. So what we're going to do is go back and talk about kind of what this whole trial is about. So let's do a recap. And the reason that I'm really interested, of course, because of the trial, but also the fact that they're saying Rihanna's standing by him. She's heartbroken by this. She just had 2 babies by him. There was also a video that just came out in live court TV where they were talking about, is Rihanna his wife or his significant other? So Rihanna's name is popping all up and down in this case. So y'all, let's get into the first thing I'm going to talk about is kind of give an overview of what the case is about. So I'm going to just share. Well, actually, let me read it because the print is so little, you won't even be able to see it anyway. But anyway, so this is from the AP News. It says, AsapRocky is at a crossroads. He could soar to new heights of celebrity in 2025 or be brought back to earth quickly by a trial that is starting this Tuesday, you guys. Starting this Tuesday, that could lead to his imprisonment for years. See, I didn't even know that he was facing years of imprisonment. I heard that there was a pow involved, but I didn't know all of the deets about it, right? It says the hip hop star and longtime partner to Rihanna, with whom he has 2 toddler sons, is set to touch the highest levels of high fashion as one of the celebrity chairs of the Met Gala in May. So that's crazy. Like, he was just like on the meteoric rise with all of this fashion, him and Rihanna at the Met Gallery, and now this. I mean, that's crazy, right? The babies, they were doing so well, but you sitting up here using a pow. In May, along with Pharrell Williams, LeBron James, and others. And his modest acting career will get a major boost from starring alongside, I didn't know about this either, starring with Denzel Washington and director Spike Lee's Highest to Lowest, planned for a summer release. Y'all, I didn't even know that AsapRocky was in a movie. I didn't know that he was doing that much acting. But at the Los Angeles trial that's expected to last about 3 weeks, and it should be televised. I'm looking all over to see where we can watch it, and I'll let you guys know as soon as I find out. He is charged with 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic pow. He's accused of firing on a friend on the streets near a Hollywood hotel in 2021. If convicted, he could get up to, 24 years in prison. Now that's crazy. Just like with Galatians is saying, I was just fixing to ask if you can elaborate about it. I don't follow his info or hers. Something, yes. Oh, yeah. I didn't know it was this serious. I remember hearing about it. And, we hear about stuff like this all the time, especially like in Los Angeles with the gangs and everything. But I didn't know that he was facing, like, what did they say? How many years is he facing? He could get 24 years? Like, so this is serious, okay? It says the 36-year-old has pleaded not guilty, and his attorney says he committed no crime. Well, something happened because it's going to trial. We're ready to go. It's been a long time, defense lawyer Joe Tacopino said after a hearing on Wednesday. It's been something that's waiting over Rocky's head and Rihanna and their family's head for a while. And I'm sure that, you got any kind of court stuff looming over your head, it just keeps your stomach in knots, right? It just stresses you out. And Rihanna just had these two babies. But I'm also gonna say, damn, ASAP, what were you doing? Like, these men be doing stuff that they really just, why are you having pow play? Like, really, you got two kids, you got this beautiful wife. Stay out of trouble. You got so much going for you. And because, ASAP has been in trouble before overseas. I think he was detained and dang near couldn't get back to the US. So yeah, stop. Like, you're not gonna keep getting you're not going to keep getting off and be given passes just because you're a celebrity. And I think they take advantage of it sometimes. It says we're anxious to get this thing underway and get this behind him. So this is to give us a little history of what happened. It says AsapRocky and AsapRocky. Okay, so the trial has its roots in high school in New York when the Harlem-raised Rakim Mayers, now known as AsapRocky, met Terrell Efron, also known as AsapRocky, who will be the trial's most important witness. So I guess he's the star witness. Efron testified at a 2023 preliminary hearing that he brought Rocky into a crew of young creators who called themselves ASAP, for always strive and prosper. Oh, cute. Okay. We had dreams, pretty much, Efron said. He testified that the members remained close even as Rocky became rich and famous, but the relationships would eventually erode. Typical Hollywood story, right? That happens all the time. The feud came to a head in Hollywood on the night of November 6, 2021. So that's like, what, 4 years ago? When, according to Efron, Rocky pow-powed at him 3 or 4 times, the shots grazing his knuckles. Efron went to the police 2 days later and brought shell casings he had picked up himself. Both points the defense will seize on. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Because now we don't know whether or not you planted this evidence. Why didn't you let the police do their investigation? So I'm sure that's going to be an issue. You need nothing more than Mr. Efron's testimony by itself. Deputy District Attorney Paul, whatever his last name is, said the case leads prosecutor told a judge in the 2023 hearing. So here's a picture of AsapRocky and Rihanna. I'm sure this was at the Met Gala. Yeah, okay, so this is a picture of them in the Met Gala. Oh, well, you guys can't even see it, but in 2021. It says this trial is full of large personalities along with 2 huge names. Oh my God, y'all. I'm just reading this for the first time. I skimmed it before. This trial is full of large personalities along with 2 huge names that will loom over the proceedings despite having no direct role. President-elect Donald Trump and Rihanna. What the hell does Trump have to do with this, y'all? I want to know what Trump have to do with this. So that's going to be interesting. The trial begins the day after the second inauguration of Trump, whom Tocopina represented in the defamation and abuse lawsuit of writer E. Jean Carroll. And Rocky himself became an unlikely cause celeb for the then president during his first term when Trump publicly declared he was trying to get, remember I told you guys that ASAP had gotten into some mess before? So it's like, ASAP, it's not like you're not familiar with trouble, okay? So now I see where Trump ties into this, where Trump publicly declared he was trying to get the rapper freed and returned to the U.S. when he was jailed after a brawl in Sweden in 2019. So yeah, that's the old case where Rocky got into some trouble. And okay, so now I vaguely remember Trump saying he would try to get him home. So he eventually did make it home, but he was detained. That was a whole mess. But Trump has no power over these proceedings and could not pardon Rocky if he's Oh, wow. That's interesting. I thought the president had the ability to pardon people for whatever reason. Those anticipating the trial have long been asking whether Rihanna may attend. The mother of his children is going to be there, Superior Court Judge Mark Arnold asked the defense at an October hearing. She's welcome to be here whenever she wants. I'd like to know. So they're wondering if Rihanna's going to be there. I'm wondering as well. I can't imagine her not going to support him. So I think she's going to make an appearance. Tokapina has been unable to give a definitive answer, but has said that he does not expect. Oh, okay. So even though they're saying that Rihanna, hey D Dot, welcome. Let me see what you guys are saying. You didn't follow him. D Dot is saying, hey, celebrity scandalous. Hey, girl. Hey, you. Thank you for joining. Let me, y'all, my nose is running. Hold on. I gotta sniff a little bit. I don't know what, and I'm not sniffing no Coca-Cola, as Chris said last night. D Dot says, hey, Galatians girl. Galatians says, hey, my D Dot. Galatians says Trump's supposed to pardon our what? Oh my God. I know D Dot be having the new the tea. Galatians have the tea too. Okay, Galatians, where can I find that? Because I haven't seen that. I want to hear about that because I used to cover the R. Kelly trial. And I also did an interview with the guy who Demetrius, who got Aaliyah's who got that fake marriage certificate. I have a video, I have a whole interview with him on my channel that I did years ago where he admitted to getting that fake document for R. Kelly to marry that girl when she was underage. D-Dot says, what? I know. Yes, Galatians, you got to let us know where we can find that out because I didn't know about that. Now, that's crazy. That is crazy if he is going to pardon him. So why can't he pardon AsapRocky? I mean, but anyway, so it says Tokapina was unable to give a definitive answer, so we don't know if Rihanna is going to be there. Okay, it said he's very protective of Rihanna. Well, hell, you're not that protective. If you was that protective, you wouldn't be out there pow-powing, right? And doesn't want her anywhere near this proceeding. Okay, he said after Wednesday's hearing, but that's a family decision they'll make. So it says Tokapina has no, I can't donate right now, y'all. It says Tokapina has no intentions of bringing Rihanna's name up at the trial, but Arnold suggested he may when screening jurors. Now, I did see a little clip where they were, there was like the court proceedings and they were saying, is Rihanna his wife or is she just his significant partner? So they were trying to determine how they were going to be referring to her during this case, which she has nothing to do with it technically. So why are they even bringing her up? Maybe because it's salacious or whatever. The judge said a former sheriff's deputy has an affable but no-nonsense style and dispenses with many court formalities. He said he will keep the jury selection process simple and a jury should be seated quickly. Okay, you guys, good news. In an uncommon move in LA County courts, he will allow cameras in court for nearly the entire trial. So y'all, we will be watching it. We're going to be in court right with him. We're going to be sitting in the first pew watching what happens. So unfortunately, it doesn't sound like Rihanna's going to be there. And I guess with the LA fires, I don't know how they're going to navigate that. That's crazy. But okay, so the cameras will be in the court. We will be watching. In an uncommon, so I already said that. I believe that the public deserves, to see what goes on in the courtroom. So that's great. Tokapina, who is ASAP's attorney, has also represented Meek Mills and YG. The lawyer who normally practices in New York is gregarious, quick, and all that stuff. Okay. So now opposing side says when discussing Efron's minor injuries at the 2023 hearing, he said it's a miracle he survived the pow-powing. So they're trying to say that this was not just a little pow-pow and nothing. They're trying to say it almost took him out. So maybe that's why he's facing up to 24 years. It says Deputy District Attorney John Lewin, best known for his successful unaliving prosecution of real estate scion Robert Durst, was a late addition to the prosecution team. He's also known for his aggressive cross-examination, including relentless weeks and long questioning. So basically, they're saying this is going to be a really difficult trial. Police officers searched the Hollywood sidewalk after a report of shots being fired and no shell casings. So the police didn't find the shell casings. Police recovered no fingerprints. So this is all going to work in ASAP's on his side from the 9mm casings Efron bought to them, and no 9mm pistol was found when a search warrant was served on Rocky. Oh, okay, so it sounds like there's some issues with the evidence. Surveillance video captured parts of the incident. Prosecutors at the beginning of the 2023 showed a video with a man in a hooded sweatshirt whose face is not visible. Okay. So they're kind of giving the details of the case. So let's go listen. Let me go back and see what you guys are saying. Galatians says Trump did an interview. Google it. Okay, I was at the trials and I have photos being in the process. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Trump possibly pardoning, giving him a pardon. I don't know how to say it. Galatians says the transcript will tell everything. They set him up. Okay, you have to be sentenced before Trump can pardon. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Hey, AT2, thank you for joining. For those of you who don't know, AT2 has a channel. Y'all go follow AT2. 50K and over. Big, the godfather of YouTube. Y'all go follow AT2. D-Dot says, okay. Galatians says Bill Cosby's lawyers pay lots of money for representation with new lawyers to defend R. Kelly. They got access, all of them lying, money-hungry females. They were of legal age. Yeah, the problem with R. Kelly's case to Galatians, though, was the fact that he had paid off, he had a history of paying off girls. Because, R. Kelly had 2 trials. The first one, he did get off. The second one, no. I think it was after the Surviving R. Kelly where it was just so much evidence. But the problem is that they had found that R. Kelly had paid off about 5 to 6 girls early, like in the late 1990s. It paid him like $250,000. So with the new trial came up, they were able to go back, and his attorney who had worked for him is this woman who used to take care of a lot of that stuff for him. So, some of that stuff came back up as well. So I think that got him in trouble too. Galatians says, I don't understand why all these folks got to be gangster with all these. I know, like y'all are in Hollywood. Y'all have fortune and fame. What is the problem? Isn't being rich and wealthy enough? Like y'all can island hop and all this stuff. What is the problem? Okay, so let's listen to so Rihanna, they're saying, is standing by him. She loves AsapRocky. She's standing by him. Well, hell, she got 2 kids for him. But let's listen to this one video where they talk about AsapRocky cheating. So I'm kind of going back and forth. We're talking about his case, but about their relationship. Because remember, they were saying that they were going to break up at some point. So I'm going to share this video where they talk about, I don't know if you guys remember all of the cheating allegations. You guys know AsapRocky used to date one of the Kardashians, and they were saying that she was going to leave him, but I don't know. But let's listen.
Sweetie? Child, y'all better get in here for this mess, because AsapRocky's real trifling self just committed the biggest fumble of the century after he allegedly cheated on Rihanna with Saweetie. Apparently, YG caught Saweetie texting ASAP behind his back, and that's why the cops were called to YG and Saweetie's house a few days ago by their neighbor. Their neighbor called the cops after he overheard them yelling at the top of their lungs and was worried that things might get. It's unclear how long ASAP has been laying that pipe in Saweetie, but word on the street is he was allegedly getting nasty with her, even while Rihanna was heavily pregnant. What makes this even worse is that ASAP referenced he and Saweetie's.
Do you guys remember when all this stuff came out about Saweetie cheating with AsapRocky and all of this stuff, and that him and Rihanna were going to break up? That hasn't been that long ago. She was pregnant when some of this stuff came out, and this was as recent as last year. Do y'all remember?
Affair in a song last year, but people didn't really clock it until recently when he was exposed for messing with her behind Rihanna's back. Okay, so for those of y'all who ain't up to date on this mess, please hang tight, because there's a lot to get into here. It all started a few days ago when the news broke that Saweetie and YG got into a fight, and it got so bad that a neighbor had to quickly call the cops to come check it out, because their voices were getting louder by the minute, and he was afraid that things would get. if the situation wasn't de-escalated on time. According to reports, they was still going back and forth when the cops got there, and they had to step in order to get it to stop. Not only that, but it turns out the reason they were verbally going at it with each other is because YG caught Saweetie texting another man and confronted her about it. But she got real defensive, and that's when they started exchanging insults. Now, once this hit the internet, people initially suspected that it was either Offset or Chris Brown. Yeah, y'all heard that right. There's been rumors about Saweetie messing with Offset, and this rumor was actually started by Quavo when
Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Go back up here. D-Dot says, yes, AsapRocky was cheating with... Right. So every... that's what kind of... Like AsapRocky, Rihanna, you can't help who you fall in love with. But there have been allegations that he, messed with a lot of different women. So it was like, Rihanna, what's going on? I mean, I know she really loves him. We know people fall in love. But yeah, remember they said he was messing with a lot of different women. Hey, Bring the Mess TV. Y'all go over and follow Bring the Mess TV. She has a channel. Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for coming. Girl, we getting into all this mess about AsapRocky. His trial is going to start next week, and it's going to be televised, so we're going to be in the courtroom. We're going to be watching. Galatians says he was publicly, I don't think we can say that word, but y'all know, yes, they lied to get money. He paid them because doesn't it make sense to just pay? Well, that's true. Instead of going to court and be scrutinized like they ended up doing him now. But you know what, Galatians? I actually talked to Demetrius, who was R. Kelly's. I think you talked about R. Kelly. I talked to him a couple. I mean, I did the interview, but we would talk a lot, and he says that R. Kelly messed with Aaliyah underage. He himself admits it. He himself admits that he helped facilitate it, and I think he was definitely. If nothing else, we know he's guilty of that one. I mean, the girl was like 14, 15, and R. Kelly knew it. So if you're talking about R. Kelly, I don't think anybody could justify that one. He knew, everybody knew, and his team helped him do it. Galatians is celebrity going through same things, shaking my head. Wait, are you going through the same? What do you mean going through the same things? Let me know, Galatians. D-Dot says, yes, I remember. Galatians says, women lie to get a bag. They do. One of them lying females got two $750,000 payments, just lying. She had to tell the truth on the stand. I mean, they broke in his house and stole money and jewelry and R. Kelly. Yeah, I do. Now, Galatians, I'm going to agree with you. I think just like the same thing with this whole thing with P. Diddy, there are real victims and then there are liars. There are people trying to get the bag, and then there are people, that really, Aaliyah was a victim. I believe Aaliyah was a victim. And I believe there were that young girl who was in that videotape. I never saw the videotape. I was trying to see it. I'm nosy like that. Remember, y'all, the videotape that they said R. Kelly whizzed on the little girl? She finally came. For years, she denied that it was her, and she protected him. It wasn't until she became an adult that she told the truth, right? And another thing, R. Kelly, her parents took money for and worked for R. Kelly for her not to come forward. She was only a kid. Her family took that money knowing they were lying, and they knew what he did to her, and they worked with him. So in that case, we even know that R. Kelly was guilty on that one. She was in that video. I never saw it, but so many people came forward and said it was R. Kelly on that tape. If y'all saw the tape, jump in the comments and let me know, if you saw it. But her family took money. He sent them on a vacation to Disney World in Florida for them not to say nothing when that tape came out. So I think that there were victims, and then there were some women that were grown women that lied. They lied. But just from what he did do that we know about, I think he was guilty. Galatians says manager let them in. So much BS that came out. Yeah, the managers, they was going to get numbers for R. Kelly back in the day. Galatia says, I think he's worse than Chris Brown. I think Rihanna still I think she still loves him too. And I kind of feel like Chris Brown, he's had his public it's like it's been 20 some odd years. Has it been 20 years, y'all? Let me know if I'm wrong. I can't remember exactly, but it's been a very long time. But you know what? I take that back because now I'm remembering. Chris has done other things to other women, and it sounds like he continues to have issues with his temper. So I was going to say they need to give him a pass, but I don't think so.
He made a diss track dissing Sweetie after their breakup titled Messy, in which he accused Sweetie of messing with one of the gang members. And of course, many people's first thought was it had to be Offset. He rapped, I said Carisha please, cause she too messy. BF my dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing. You wanted the gang, you should've just said it. We would've blessed it. Now when it comes to Chris Brown, he blatantly exposed Sweetie for hooking up with him in his song Weakest Link. The song was a diss track to Quavo, and he was basically rubbing it in Quavo's face that he slept with his girl while they were still together. He rapped, you F my ex girl, that's cool. I don't give no F, look, cause I F'd your ex while you was still with her. B, I'm up. They say revenge is sweet. Now think about that ish. So as y'all can see, Sweetie has been getting a little busy. These industry guys have been passing through it, and they is not staying quiet about it. What makes this even worse is that YG fueled these rumors about her cheating when he posted an emoji of a lion and a cheetah on his IG story. People ended up clocking what the emojis meant, and it turns out the lion meant Sweetie was lying, and the cheetah meant she cheated on him.
Okay, yeah, Galatians, send it to me. Let me know, because if you got a transcript, I don't have the transcript of what happened in the court. And I do know that Demetrius probably did want some money. Now, I ain't going to say that, but all the other evidence with the video and stuff, but send it to me, because I have no dog in the fight. If he, I want to hear both sides. I can be objective. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you know.
Later tried to backtrack by claiming that he posted these emojis because he was at the zoo with his kids. But wasn't nobody buying that. One person said, one thing he gonna do is smoke backwoods and lie. Another person said, a picture of them animals instead of them emojis would have done the job. But what do I know? Someone else said, when you know you're not done with that girl and regret bringing y'all business to the socials. As if things couldn't get no messier, a blind item close to Rihanna and ASAP decided to be messy and expose ASAP for being the one that Sweetie was cheating with. This was a shock to a lot of people because nobody was expecting ASAP to be out here cheating on Rihanna, and definitely not with Sweetie. According to this blind item, YG recently got to know about Sweetie's cheating ways, and that's what led up to the fight that they had. He was even more shocked when he found out that the person that she was cheating on him with was AsapRocky. They said, these two Cali-born lovebird rappers who recently got in trouble with the law are not too happy with each other, and now one of them is out for blood as he's hearing the sweet tea all over LA about how she gets around town from talking dirt.
Do you guys think that YG cheated on Rihanna with Sweetie? Sweetie's a pretty girl, so I'm not gonna say. And Galatians, yeah, we can do another live on the R. Kelly. I could do a separate video, and then you could talk about it. You can either come up and tell us what you know about it. So, because I'm always open to know what the tea is. I don't care. So just let me know, put it in there, and we can set up a whole nother live and we can go through it and talk about it, But y'all, do you guys think that he really did cheat with Sweetie? Because she is pretty, but damn, seriously, while she's pregnant?
To one B-list singer to flirting with her ex-lover/producer and creeping with a permanent A-list foreign-born singer's baby daddy like a savage, he's quickly seeing that this icy girl has no specific type and isn't interested in being wifey anytime soon. This was a really huge shock to everybody because nobody was expecting Sweetie to be out here cheating, especially not with ASAP. People even started doing some digging to see if there was ever a sign of their affair that we probably missed, and girl, there definitely was. It turns out that back in July of last year, ASAP hinted at his affair with Sweetie in his song Riot, when he dissed Sweetie by bragging about how he managed to get Rihanna over her. He rapped, brag on my head like Habibi, canary my stones like Tweety, pass on a Sweetie, I got me a Riri. Child, it's a mess. If the claims that this blind item is making are true, I literally don't have any words for ASAP. Rihanna is the best thing that's happened happened to that man. And she literally birthed 2 kids for him. And this is how he pays her back. Child, one person said, I refuse to believe ASapRocky would cheat on Riri for Sweetie. Nah.
I mean, honestly, y'all, I'm gonna have to say I believe all of those guys in that industry cheat, just like Offset cheated on Cardi B. I don't put it past none of them, to be honest.
I hope he wouldn't ruin his family for nothing. Shaking my damn head. If Saweetie is messing around with ASapRocky, she ought to be ashamed of herself. Another person said, I don't know why people think ASAP is an angel just because he's with Rihanna. He gets around too. ASAP just keeps it on the low better than other guys. Saweetie gives Lori Harvey vibes. Very pretty, but moves around, except she has NDAs. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about ASAP allegedly cheating with Sweetie? And do y'all think Rihanna is gonna dump him after embarrassing her like this? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below.
Okay, you guys. So I think he did do it, but I mean, fast forward, he's going through this trial. Oh, and D-Dot says there's a documentary on Chris Brown. D-Dot, the documentary I think already came out. I have been planning to watch it, but you guys, if y'all haven't seen it, let me know, because depending on what platform is on, we could do a watch party. I haven't seen it. I do want to see it, and I want to talk about it because I was feeling sorry for Chris Brown. I was like, y'all, it's been a long time, let him go. But then when they started talking about the documentary, I started hearing stuff about, oh, he's done some other things, So I haven't watched it yet for all the details. But if y'all want to see it, if y'all want to do a watch party, let me know. Because on Peacock, I just found out you can do watch parties. So if the person doesn't have it, we can watch it. Hey, Lulu, welcome to the chat. You guys go follow my girl, Lulu World 93 on Instagram for her daily positive messaging. If you are down and depressed, Lulu gonna get you right. D-Dot says, hey, Lulu, what's up, girl? What's up? Let me see, you guys. I got off. Girl, no. We all family here. This is to Galatians. You are not getting me off topic. I like back and forth because no, you're fine. It's like we could talk about it. This is an open forum. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions. I don't get mad, and I don't mind getting off topic. The thing is I'll be kind of losing concentration because y'all know I ain't as young as I used to be. But you're fine. Bring up different topics because it opens up other things we could talk about. So you are fine. Don't even apologize. Bring the Mess TV says Chris tried to fight. Yes, you're right about that. So they were at the skate. Okay, Bring the Mess TV. You could correct me. They were at a skate party or something, and something went down, and Usher was involved. I remember. But so just like what you're mentioning, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, saying, I know you cheat, but cheating is one thing. These women know what they're getting into when you mess with these guys. But yeah, fighting women, and then they allegedly he forced himself on people, all sorts of things. But I haven't seen the documentary, so I need to check it out because apparently there's some other stuff that he's been doing. He wasn't on my radar, but yeah, I got to check it out. Chris says, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join the family. Thank you. Please get the thumbs up. Please get the likes up, please. Hey, Miss T3000. Weakest link went hard. Welcome to the chat. Happy Saturday. Lulu is saying, hey, D-Dot. Hey, Miss T3000. Hey, Bring the Mess TV. And everybody saying, hey, Lulu back. D-Dot says, ASapRocky looks sneaky. You know what? I think he's an attractive man. ASAP usually don't mess. He's messed with a lot of non-Black women. So it was kind of interesting, maybe because Rihanna's more of a foreign girl, or they consider her exotic and because she's beautiful. But yeah, I think I don't even think he's sneaky. I think he just do what he want to do. I'm with you. I do believe those rumors that he cheated. And I don't know why these women that are so powerful get stuck with these guys like Cardi B, get stuck with these men that just be dogging them. There are multiple rumors that ASAP can't keep his wiener in his pants. Okay, Galatians, reach out to me on TEELGG on Instagram, and then I'll send it to you. I don't want to put it in the chat because it'd be a whole lot of people. So follow me on, if you're following me on Instagram or send me a message there, then I'll send you the email. And thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Lulu says, hey, AT2. Miss T 3000 says he could have ain't no telling. Are you talking about Chris Brown, R. Kelly, or ASAP Rocky? Bring the Mess TV says, I need to ask you something. Can I DM you an Instagram? Yeah. T Lulu, can you put it on my Instagram in the chat so they can see where they can DM me? And then, because I think I have it on private, because the reason I have it on private is because somebody took over my Facebook, because my Instagram used to be open, with my YouTube channel. It used to be Laugh Gags and Gossip. And so they took over my Instagram and my Facebook. I haven't got my Facebook back, but I got my IG back. So I don't think it's open to the public just because some people, but go ahead and DM me, and Lulu's going to put it in the chat. And then, and then I'll follow you. I'll follow you back and all that stuff. Galatians says, hey, Lulu. So y'all, let's get into this article an article about Rihanna, and I'm going to read it. I guess, I don't even need to show the picture because the print is so little, you guys won't be able to see it. So let me put on the screensaver 1 second, and then I'm going to go read this article where they talk about how heartbroken Rihanna is about this. And I could believe it. I mean, she has a new baby with this man, 2 new kids. She's a new mom, essentially. I don't care. You ain't really no old school OG mama till your kids get to be about 7 or 8, right? When they little like that, a lot of stuff is new. So this article says, why Rihanna fears heartbreaking consequences of ASAP Rocky's upcoming trial. Now, y'all got to know, with Rihanna being as big as she is, this is crazy. Y'all jump in the comments and tell me what you feel about this. We got Cardi B, we got Rihanna, we got Beyonce. These women get these men who are a effing bad look for their careers. Like Offset with Cardi B, now she's saying he stole $10 million from her. We don't know he done cheated. Offset done allegedly got a woman pregnant at the same time Cardi was pregnant. Jay-Z, all these old allegations against Jay-Z with these women out there in the streets, all this other stuff. He may have unalived somebody. You got all these outside babies. And then like Rihanna, ASAP Rocky, these things affect their brand. I don't care what you say. Like Beyonce, they're saying she has already lost some deals. Jay-Z has lost some deals with the stuff that he's facing. Cardi B, well, hell, she can't make no music. She's so stuck on chasing these women and beating up women that Offset allegedly slept with. It's like it takes you off focus, and this thing with Rihanna, if he is convicted, fortunately, hopefully she was never married to him. Hopefully she did like Yandy did with Mendices and don't sign no real marriage contract. At least Yandy was smart, but it messes up. When you are attached to stuff like that, brands don't want to deal with you. They feel it's negative. Like if this man, has done this and he gets convicted of years for doing that, I know Rihanna's still Rihanna. She still has her career. She's still going to do what she does, but it's not a good look. This is your spouse. Like, why can't they just kind of do right? Hell, a little cheating, we could live with that. But all of this other stuff, outside babies, getting people pregnant, using GUNs, come on. Brothers, wake up. Y'all are attached to these women. If you don't just think about yourself, think about your children. All of these 3 women I have just mentioned, they all have children with these men. If you can't even do it for your wife, do it for your children. But anyway, y'all, I know I get on my soapbox about this, but let me talk about this Rihanna article where they say that she's heartbroken, and I believe it. It says Rihanna is terrified that her boyfriend, ASAP Rocky, could go to prison for his firearm trial, according to sources who claim that's why the billionaire superstar and her partner have been ramping up positive public appearances. So they're trying to get the negative publicity, turn it around, because there is an impact. There is money attached to their image. That's how they make their money, with their fans, their online brands and stuff. So, it says they were trying to kind of get in front of this or put a spin on all of this stuff. At a time when all eyes have been focused on the singer's friend and mentor Jay-Z amid allegations that he raped the 13-year-old in September, Rihanna has chosen to keep her attention on matters much closer to home. The Diamonds hitmaker will watch on as the father of her two sons stands trial in January on charges that he fired a GUN at a former friend and collaborator outside of a Hollywood hotel in 2021. This is a mess. I mean, this is a mess. Rocky's real name is Raheem Mayers, is facing up to, they said, 8 years in this if convicted of 2 felony counts. So when this was released, they said 8 years, but now on a different publication, we read that it's up to 24 years. Speaking exclusively to Daily Mail, an insider revealed the worried singer has been taking her mind off the matter through the couple's headline-making outings, which she hopes will remind the public of their love. Now, another thing I remember they said when they were talking about whether or not Rihanna is AsapRocky's wife. Remember I told you they just did a video in court where they were saying, is she legally married to ASAP or is she just his significant other? What they're trying to do, allegedly, is to try to make him look like a family man and say that all of these things occurred before Rihanna gave birth. So they're trying to put a spin on it. Maybe they're trying to do this to reduce the time if he does get convicted, but they're trying to use her to some degree to show that, oh, he's changed. Even if he did do this previously, he has 2 children now. Let's give him a second chance. So that's what I've read, that's one of the reasons why she may be a key person in this. It says Rihanna isn't even trying to get caught up with the Jay-Z mess because she has more important legal drama in her life, which could have real heartbreaking consequences. I really do believe that this is pretty devastating for Rihanna. I mean, when you choose a guy like this, she was way bigger than him, way more money. I did hear that he proposed to her. I don't know if she agreed to the marriage. We don't know if she's married or not. But considering the amount of money, Rihanna is considered a billionaire herself. So I don't know what AsapRocky's net worth is, but that's upside down. Not only am I a billionaire and I have 2 kids for you, now you put me in this mess and you think I'm gonna marry you and get my money tied up with this? Oh, hell no. I hope Riri did not do that. The insider continued, AsapRocky goes to trial next month for alleged pow-powing, and if convicted, he could be sentenced. It says they've been on a serious do good, be loved PR mission, which is completely opposite of, oh, wow, this person is saying, okay, it says Rihanna and ASAP have been on a serious do good, be loved PR mission recently, which is completely the opposite of how they live their lives. Now, see, that's crazy that a person inside her camp or a source close to her would say something like this, because basically they saying they lying, that they giving a fake PR spin to make him look better. Ever since it was confirmed last November that ASAP would go to trial, the couple have made a larger number of public appearances than have been normal during their relationship. The source further explained the reasoning behind the move, as they stated, is that they are both extremely private people and they do not like to be out and about. But Rihanna knows that she needs to get her man out there showing mad love to each other in hopes that the exposure will have a positive effect on the outcome of his case. So there you have it. Not only that, there have been the cheating allegations. There was the prior incident over in Sweden, and now this. So Rihanna knows that they got to put a positive spin on it, and she's trying to help him. She is terrified of him going to prison. She has 2 kids at home that she does not want to raise on her own. And y'all remember Rihanna waited. These men be getting women in. The women have to take accountability. Can't blame it all on the men. But god dang, y'all, these men just be doing stuff. Rihanna waited. We know she bad girl Riri, but hell, you don't want to have a baby with a man. I'm not and I'm not saying she is not better than anybody. We are all human beings. She has more money than most of us, but it's not just like some chick that just be popping out babies. She had her career. She tried to do the right things, and now this, she might be just a baby mama. Which if she ain't married, she a baby mama. Because I'm a baby mama. I ain't gonna lie. um, baby mama, and he's in prison, jail. Come on, this is a bad look for Rihanna. I'm sorry. The monster singer and the praise the Lord rapper, who have been dating for almost 5 years, share son Riza and Riot Rose, 16 months old. Indeed, the couple have frequently been putting on an extremely loved up display ever since the rapper celebrated his 36th birthday in October. Yeah, I mean, of course they put on a display because there have been all these rumors that he's been cheating on her, so all of a sudden now they got to act like, oh, we're so in love, and he's a good dad. Y'all, I don't know if I could do it. If you are cheating on me and then you do some dumb ish like this, I'm not the stand by my man type of chick. I am not. If I stand by you, it's probably gonna be behind closed doors. I ain't gonna lie. Now I might stand by. I mean, hell, when you fall in love with people, you stick with them. But I'm not getting out there risking my good name, my profession, my career, because you keep ucking up. I'm not gonna do it. So it says days later, the rapper's cover story for W magazine went live as it was revealed that Rihanna had been the one to capture the images behind the lens. Um, let's see. So then they're just going on to talk about Rihanna and how they were doing this public campaign to make people think that they were so in love. Um, yeah, they went to the Caribbean together and did her Fenty Beauty launch. I remember that they did the Met Gala together. And then it says the pair then went back to mom and dad duties as they took their young sons out for Halloween celebrations in downtown Los Angeles. So they're just out here trying to act like they're such a happy couple. Let me show this picture. Let's see. Let me show this one. And then I'm going to come and see what you guys are seeing. Yeah, so they're showing the pictures of them out together, doing stuff with the kids, trying to change the public's image of him, ahead of this trial. But I think it's too late. So, they're more pictures of them out and about together. Because I don't know if you guys remember when those cheating rumors came out, then you saw a ramp up of them doing a lot more things in the public together. Yeah, like the AsapRocky and the Boys and Girls Club in Harlem. I mean, they were doing a lot. So they're just kind of listing all the things that they were doing publicly. But let me go back here and see what you guys are saying. Let's go back. It says, hold on, y'all. So I'm going to start with Bring Them STV says, I was like, geez, give him a break. Talking about Chris Brown. But then I see Chris doing the most. Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, yeah, this man has been through enough. How long you going to, drag him through the mud for something he did when he was in his 20s? I mean, I don't condone any domestic stuff. I don't think nobody does. Nobody, even with Cassie and Diddy, none of that is right. But it was like, come on now. Like, how long are y'all gonna hold this against him? But hell, he kept looked like he didn't stop. Miss T3000 says AsapRocky. I don't like. Rihanna was dating a billionaire. Do y'all remember when Rihanna was over in Dubai somewhere and she was with that billionaire? What happened to him? Like, I mean, she was with him for some years and they said that she loved him. How did ASAP come in? And that man, he was a billionaire. He was a head of state and all. He had some prestige in his country and a head of state and stuff like that. What happened to that dude? You know what I'm saying? At least if he pound, he's he's the government, so he could do it, right? So Lulu is posting my IG and it's Celebrity Scandalous on IG, and you guys could send me stuff there. Lulu says ASAP said he was a what? Allegedly. That he was an ex addict? I never heard that. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I think Offset is one too. Hell, excuse me, y'all. Lulu, you gonna have me laughing up in this chair and laughing and coughing. I think they all ex addicts. Y'all remember Eric Benet? He said he was an ex addict as well. Remember when he was married to Halle Berry and he couldn't keep his thing in his pants? He was one too. D Dot says Cardi B suing Tasha K again and got caught. Oh yeah, okay. So I think you're talking about the fact that that whole bankruptcy thing and said that she's suing money. I have been hearing now. I don't know if this is true. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know. Get me up to speed. I heard people saying that Cardi was trying to get it not to just to be financial, but trying to get it to a criminal case, saying that at some point, I guess when there's financial issues, it can become criminal. Maybe because of the fact that she's alleging she was hiding money, like committed a crime. I don't know, y'all. Did you guys hear that? Yes, y'all, please go follow me on Twitter. Right now, the name does say Lab Gags and Gossip, but it is me. Galatians says, I think her and Cardi B can do better. That, yes. Like, I know we fall for men. We fall in love. When you have, I've been there, child. I've been there. You know, you fall in love with people. It doesn't matter. You can fall in love with a man. Two men fall in love. To it, whatever. We fall in love. But damn, like you have to have some standards, right? Like I'm not just, if you're a professional woman, like I'm not gonna just throw my career away on some. I hate to call a person a bum, but hell, sometimes people make mistakes in life. So you don't always look at their past, but they need to be elevating. It's like if I'm out here busting and working hard, I expect you to do the same thing, or at least not be committing crimes and stuff. And then the other thing, you guys, about the whole cheating is one thing, but now Offset allegedly got this woman pregnant. So that means you're not even practicing safe sex, right? That means you could be bringing something home to the family. That's crazy. That's scary. Mohammed Ridbad, welcome, Mohammed. Y'all, please hit the like button. Please get the likes up. Thank you for joining. Mohammed says Rihanna is working white, the diable as like Beyonce and Jay-Z. Rihanna is working white. Muhammad, I don't know what you mean, like she's working white, but explain it to me a little further, and then Lulu says, hey, Scandal Squad, happy Saturday. Yes, happy Saturday. Blessings to you and your family. Hope you are all having a wonderful weekend. You guys go follow Lulu at Lulu's World 93 on Instagram. And Lulu says, hey, welcome, Mohammed. Welcome to the family. D-Dot says, remember Sarah Stokes from Making the Band says that. Yes. So y'all, did you guys all go see Making the Band? The Diddy Making the Band. There's a documentary. If you don't have Peacock, people have published it on YouTube, so you can go watch it for free. You don't have to have Peacock. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. Sarah was with that. I forget the name of the boy band, but Sarah was one of the girls, very pretty girl, and she said that Diddy touched her. Now, I do believe Sarah. For those people who question, I do believe there are some victims and there are some people trying to get the bag. I believe Sarah, because Sarah has not come out stating, she has not sued. She's remained quiet. And I believe the victims who are more in the back, who are handling it, more privately, I think they have more credibility. She has not come out here trying to sue him or get money, although maybe she has a case. But I believe her testimony in this movie with her coming forward, documentary, I do believe it happened. I believe, just like RBO Day said, Diddy was trying to get them to do, freaky stuff, like as their manager, as their boss, to keep their position in Making the Band. I do believe it. Yes, please hit the like buttons. King Size Entertainment says, y'all worried about other people's business. Get a life. Yes, King, you are absolutely right. We are over here gossiping, worried about other people's life, and your ass shouldn't be here. Why are you here? You worried about what we worried about, so you got a problem. That's insanity. We know why we here. We are here because this is an entertainment channel, celebrity gossip, and that's what we do over here. But you, sir, Why are you here? You worried about our business. So that would mean you should go. Bye. Goodbye. We want you gone. Lulu, can we help him find someplace where he might need a church channel, something like that? Okay. Bye, sir. See ya. Chris says, "Good morning." Hey, Chris. You guys go follow Chris. She has a channel. Chris, now let me tell you this. We were talking about Wendy Williams. You guys, Chris did a live about Wendy Williams. We talked about it. Chris, there was a lot of stuff going on, right? We were talking about how did Wendy end up in this situation, and I could remember bits and pieces. But let me tell you, y'all, if you want to get a very thorough recap in history of what really occurred, because we don't forgot a lot of this stuff. Hell, we got our own lives going on, right? Um, Conscious TV goes back and talks about how Wendy allegedly may have ended up in the situation. He goes back to the giving the details of when her sister could have possibly been her conservator, but Wendy did not want her to. Wendy could have allowed her sister to be her conservator, but she did, and I remember that, but she didn't want her to be because her sister did not want her to drink and was trying to stop her from doing drugs. So Chris, if you want a good recap and to remember how Wendy ended up where she did, please go check that out. Go check that out. It will give you a whole history. It goes back to Kevin and Kevin Jr., Kevin Sr. It goes back to her sister. It goes back to DJ Booth. Remember when DJ Booth was making the allegations that she was almost DEAD in her room, how she was exposing herself to people? So you got to go back and look at all that. It reminded me like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Lulu says, please hit the like button. Yes, please. You guys, please get the likes up. Chris says, what did this man do? Who are you talking about, Chris? Lulu is saying, hey, Chris. Chris is saying, hey, Lulu, how are you, my sister? Lulu saying, she's good. Y'all saying, so Lulu and Chris going back saying, I'm blessed and highly favored. Yes, we are all blessed and highly favored. Because y'all remember how the new year started for some people. It started off kind of crazy. So, yeah, being here today is a blessing. So Galatians is saying, I was thinking she was still with the, no, I don't know what happened to her and that rich guy. He was handsome too. He was a good looking guy. Yeah, I don't know what happened because that man, he was a billionaire. He was like I don't want to say a prince or something, in other countries. I don't know their political roles and royalty and how all of that. But he was like a very prestigious. He was from a very prestigious family and everything. So Lulu is saying to Chris, okay, thank you, Lulu. Yeah, and y'all, isn't it crazy when people come over here, y'all talking about people business? What you N-word? Because I don't use the N-word. I try not to. Why are you here? Hell, why are you worried about what we do? Why don't you worry about what you do? And if you're scared, go to church. Like, bye. Chris says to trolls, honey, time to block. Exactly. Galatians says, tell them, sis. Miss T 3000 says, y'all, why people I don't understand how people tell grown folks what they supposed to do. Sir, did you pay near PG&E bill up in this mug? Because if you could, now listen, y'all could talk some ish and tell me what I need to be doing when you paying a mortgage, car payments, some PG&E. Other than that, fuck you. Like, we over here doing our thing. I mean, it's entertainment for some people. And let me tell y'all another thing. The way I was raised, I know gossiping you ain't supposed to gossip. I ain't gonna lie. But I would rather talk about news and entertainment, because this is entertainment world, than to talk about my friends. One thing you won't catch me doing is going behind my friends' back, my sorors. I don't do that. And a lot of women, a lot of people, they will be gossiping about other people's business. I don't, and I'm not saying it's better, but I talk about stuff that's publicly known. I don't go around talking about people's private business. Now that's something that's a problem to me. But everybody do what you do, but don't come over here telling us what we doing on this fine Saturday, sir. Screw you. Excuse me, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, Chris, go check it out. Conscious TV. Girl, I'm getting all excited. I didn't do a video. I was going to do a video. Wendy Williams' brother did a video last night, and I haven't watched the whole thing because I don't rock with him, but he did a video and he talks about it too. There's been a lot of infighting within their family. So apparently, Chris, I'm just a little bit of a sidebar. So the fact that her name Alex or Ashley, the young lady who was speaking for Wendy on the Breakfast Club, her mother, it's her mother Wanda that they wanted to be the conservator. And remember, it reminded me of when they were asking Wanda, remember in the documentary, go back and watch the documentary about Wendy, when they said, well, why can't you be the conservator? And she was kind of acting like, well, what does that entail? So y'all, we have forgotten a lot of stuff as to how this got so bad for Wendy. But it's Conscious TV. He has a couple videos. Wendy's brother has done a video. He is upset about the fact that she did these interviews. I think he kind of feels like it was for clicks and views, which I do too, because apparently Wendy has really had some issues, and she has gotten better, but it sounds like they're saying, if you kind of go back and look at all the information, that she's gotten better, possibly because there's been some intervention. Now, I don't feel like, for me personally, I feel like she sounded lucid. She sound normal. All of these people are coming out saying she's okay, but maybe she does need to be monitored. But I just feel like, but to that degree, like, it sounds like she's in a prison. So I don't understand why it's to this level. But if you go back and listen to his videos, it will explain a lot that maybe we forgot about. D-Dot says, once that phone call was made to Wendy, that's when things fell apart for her. Okay, D-Dot, what phone call? What phone call? What call? Tell me. Excuse me, you guys, my nose. I don't know why my nose is running. What phone call? AsapRocky, what are the charges? Okay, I was gonna play a video. Let me go back to the AsapRocky and then kind of go, because you're right. Well, he has 2 GUN charges, and he shot at the his friend, his childhood friend. I guess they done fell out, but let me go play some of this right now.
Gun at a former friend and member of the same hip-hop collective, AsapRocky, or Terrell Efron, and injuring him. Bullet fragments allegedly hit his hand. And this all happened after the two got into some argument 2 years ago. Well, Rocky was arrested at the Los Angeles International Airport in April of 2022. He was released on bail the same day after posting a $550,000 bond. Rocky, whose real name is Rakeem Mayers, pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of assault with a firearm. Now, in a recent development during a preliminary hearing on Monday, a Los Angeles judge ruled that there is enough evidence for Rocky to stand trial, which is currently scheduled for January 8th. And he could face years in prison if convicted. Relly also filed a civil suit against Rocky for assault, battery, emotional distress. There are a lot of layers to this, so I want to bring in right now criminal defense attorney Lawrence Zimmerman to talk about the case. Lawrence, so good to have you. Thanks for coming here on Sidebar.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. So first, your reaction to the judge deciding that...
I'm just going to pause this real quick. So Galatians, in terms of Wendy being able to stand the trial for Diddy, she may be able to testify, but I don't think, because there's probably going to be so many people. Some witnesses, I think they're probably going to have to do affidavits, or they're going to have to do depositions. But I don't know that everybody, even though they might know him and have some information about Diddy, I think what we're probably going to see are key witnesses, people that are who have firsthand knowledge. I mean, that may have been impacted, but I don't know. I mean, I think she had, like she said, she has a lot of information on him, but I don't know if she would be able to take the stand. Okay, I'll look while I'm going to go back and start playing this, and I'll look and see what you sent me.
that there is enough evidence to go forward with the criminal trial.
Well, that's not unusual. That's a preliminary hearing. So the standard of proof is only probable cause, which is a very low standard, meaning whether or not someone probably committed a crime. So that's not surprising in the least. Typically, judges normally, unless there's some really, really something strong the defense presents or something really lacking on the government side, most judges find probable cause.
All right, let's take a sidebar from Sidebar right now to talk about the holiday season, because what is that one phrase that you always hear when talking about gifts? Where'd you get that from? That is where Uncommon Goods comes in. Okay, so what Uncommon Goods does is it makes it super easy for you to find these unique and cool gifts from across the world for your loved ones, your friends, your coworkers. I mean, in the first 10 minutes when I was checking out their website, I found a make-your-own dumpling kit. A lot of people don't know this about me. Huge dumpling guy. Okay. And then I found this.
Sir, we don't care about you making no
when you shop.
Come on now.
So to get 15.
No, we're not here for that.
And the police are identifying AsapRocky as the person with the hoodie.
So let's get into that. Let's get into that. First, we'll start with what the alleged victim said, Relly. So he testifies in court. And I thought it was interesting because apparently there was this beef between him and Rocky. It was brewing. It seemed like it might have been spawned over financial payments related to the death of their fellow collaborator, ASAP Josh, and how his body was going to be transported. But Relly said that at one point he sees AsapRocky and these two friends in front of a parking garage in LA, and CCTV footage, there's no sound in it, where you see allegedly Rocky pushing Relly. And Relly testifies, quote, "He grabbed me on my collar. He was shaking me. I tried to push him off, get his hands off. That's when he pulled a gun from his waistband. It was a standard clip and a semi-automatic black gun. He pointed it toward my stomach. And then he said that Rocky said, 'I'll kill you right now.' And then you could see on the tape what appears to be the men in some type of altercation. Relly says Rocky turned around and shot at me. Said that he was apparently about 16 feet away from him. Said it all looked like a movie.
But that's kind of weird. And D-Dot, I saw what you said. Yeah, I remember when Diddy came onto stage and he said, 'I met your son backstage.' And Wendy was like, because Wendy is always very composed. Wendy was like, you could tell she was shook. I remember that one. I remember that. But this AsapRocky situation, the friend says that ASAP shot at him, but he was the one to get the shell casings. Like, why didn't you get that? Let the police get it. So I think that's going to be a problem in this case.
That he said that Rocky shot 3 or 4 more times at him, and that Relly even used one of his friends there as a human shield. So could it be that testimony alone was sufficient to say that there's enough to go forward with a trial?
Yeah, absolutely. A judge could give credit to any witness's testimony. The judge is, it's not a jury trial, so the judge is the one who's sitting there determining credibility. So the judge, what we would say, credited Efron's testimony and found it reliable, then absolutely.
He just said it's not a jury trial, but I thought it is a jury trial because they just said, I just saw the video where they talked about jury selection, or they mentioned that. That's interesting. Maybe I have to go back.
That could be the sole basis for probable cause. Again, not a trial where the burden is proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
The problem is, I would say, look, this is at this point, like you said, the standard's much lower, but is it enough to ultimately convict AsapRocky? Well, that's where it gets interesting, because his attorney, Joe Tacopina, he argued during this preliminary hearing that there wasn't enough evidence. And one of the things that he said was there was a detective that testified that Rocky was seen on other surveillance footage holding a gun in his hand during the altercation. Tacopina says that's not his client, that this surveillance video allegedly shows an area near this fight. This is different surveillance footage, and there are 2 loud pops that can be heard, but you don't actually see the shooting. What you do see is a man running around the corner, then appears to slow down to a walking pace. The detective says that is AsapRocky because they compared that, a still image of the CCTV footage of this guy in a sweatshirt, can't see his face, holding what appears to be a gun, with another image from a video where you see his face, but you don't see the gun, They say it's Rocky. So they're combining these images, and they don't have a clear video of the shooting.
Oh, so that's one of the things that AsapRocky has on his side. So no wonder he didn't maybe settle with this guy, because he's saying that it wasn't him. And if there's not a clear image of who actually did the powing, that could come into question. I don't know, you guys. We are going to have to watch this trial. We just gonna have to watch it and hear all the evidence, because that makes you question as well. And the fact that this guy picked up the shell casings and didn't let the police come do their job. They have the forensics and the tools, so that makes it kind of sketchy.
They don't have a clear video of AsapRocky, firing the gun and doing this, because that would be probably a smoking gun. But they're piecing it together, and Tacopina says that's not enough.
Well,
he says they don't have a smoking G-Win, so that tells you that, yeah, because then it would be a clear-cut case. So maybe AsapRocky can get off. I mean, I'm hoping that he really didn't do it. Like, we have enough of these Black entertainers in doing stuff like this, so hopefully he didn't.
I mean, it may not be enough, and obviously Tacopina is a great lawyer, and the police and the prosecutors will have to piece all that evidence together, and I'm sure showing some sort of chronological time log, lining it up with the video. But that, if you're a prosecutor, that's not really how you want to prosecute AsapRocky. You'd want to have much harder evidence. And we don't know the backstory. There may be, who knows why this guy Efron may be lying about Rocky. Again, jealousy, you sort of mentioned at the top, over a friend.
Yeah, I mean, D-Dot, I agree with you. Of course, we don't have all of the evidence. We're just hearing a bit of it. So, we're going to be in court with them. Y'all, we going to be in the front pews of the court, at the courtroom, listening. Yeah, he might. I mean, from what it sounded like, if he has good enough attorneys, because this is not like the kind of charges Diddy is facing. Like, Diddy is done. But this case right here, and, rappers, they get off all the time. Snoop Dogg beat cases, Jay-Z beat cases. So maybe he could beat this case. I mean, I don't know if they're even have the ability to settle at this point, maybe because trial is about to start. But I think you can always have a settlement or a plea deal up until trial date. I'm just not sure. D-Dot is laughing at Chris. Yes, please hit the like button. D-Dot says, like Bow Wow and Gorilla look just alike. Y'all, I know you guys have seen, Gorilla done got a lot of work on her body. She has gotten a lot of work, y'all. D-Dot, have you seen the new body? I'm like, girl, she like poof, 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 like a transformer.
And he may be lying. And so this may not be AsapRocky, obviously. That's why we have trials. And so it doesn't sound like there's hard proof right now, right? I mean, and if Rocky was in the vicinity for another reason, someone else fired the shot. I mean, these are all things that will come out in due time as when the trial gets closer or when the trial happens.
How complicated is it for prosecutors that the gun has never been found? Because police executed a search warrant on Rocky. They never found the weapon. Before we even get into the issue of the shell casings, which we will get into in a minute, if you don't have the actual weapon that was allegedly used here, is that a real big hurdle for the prosecutors?
I mean, it's definitely a hurdle. I mean, it's not insurmountable, but if you're a prosecutor, you would certainly like for there to be the weapon used. And if you're a defense lawyer, that gives you more room to create doubt as well. I mean, now we don't know if there's any fingerprints on that gun. Got to match it up with the 9mm shell casings, which you're talking about.
Chris, they're going to do whatever they need to do to try to get off. You know that they will. And pulling Rihanna into it to save his ASS. You know they will. You know he will.
About there's nothing in Rocky's house showing he had that kind of firearm. So those are all favorable defense. I mean, these could have just been two shots that went off in a parking lot or somewhere nearby. And this guy Efron's claiming he was shot at who knows, try to make up some story about Rocky.
Yeah, and I'm sure prosecutors would say, well, of course we don't have the gun, he got rid of it or something like that. I will say Tacopina made another interesting argument about the video and the person holding this item, because he says he was trying to get press the detective a little bit. You don't know if it's a gun or not, and you don't even know if it's operable or not. I thought that was an interesting line of questioning.
Right, because in order to be charged with certain crimes, if it's possession of a firearm, during commission of a felony, they have to show that the gun was operable. I mean, they can still probably
And if it
charge
was
him
in fact
with-
a gun, if it was a gun in his hands.
Correct. Yeah. Well, that would make sense to be holding a non-operable firearm, but yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
So, Dita, one of the problems just from what I've read, it sounds like they have a sketchy photo of him, so they can't confirm that it was AsapRocky. Number two, the guy collected the witness, the victim collected the evidence himself, which that's crazy. So now we can't even trust that this is the correct evidence. And the other thing is that from what he's claiming or something, there was a difference in the type of firearm that allegedly was used, and the shell casings were different. So this is all just a mess, to be honest. Like, this man may have screwed up his own case, but I guess they got enough evidence for it to even make it to trial. But yeah, like you said, he's possibly going to get off because it sounded really shaky.
yeah, unless there was like, it was a prop of some kind and was using it as a threat. I don't know. That's kind of speculating. But I do want to ask you about the shell casings because this is fascinating. So the shell casings that were found at the scene, no fingerprints on it. And Tacopina attempted to show that 7 officers had searched the scene of the alleged shooting for 20 minutes after this, found no evidence, and the 9mm shell casings actually were turned over to police by Efron, the victim in this case. He comes back to the scene an hour after the incident. What do you make of that?
So I think that's like the best piece of evidence for the defense, that the police, who are supposedly the experts in searching crime scenes, finding
I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to do that when she said, damn. That's what it reminded me of. I'm sorry. Okay. My bad. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's how life feels
looking at
sometimes.
ballistics, finding shell casings, don't find anything. And all of a sudden, miraculously, after nothing's found an hour later, the guy who has a beef with Rocky ASAP comes back with the shell casings. That to me is like talk about a great piece of evidence for the defense. I mean, that's fantastic.
It's weird. I'm not going to lie to you. It's weird. And he said, my understanding is Relly said, look, I didn't immediately call 911. I waited 2 days because I wanted to retain a lawyer first. Your thoughts on that? Because
this has sounded sketchy. If somebody shoots at you, that's the other thing I was going to say. He said it grazed his knuckles. Like, if it grazed you, does that mean you were hit? Did the bullets ever hit you? Yeah. And why wouldn't you call the police? Why would you get an attorney if somebody shot at you? You would, yeah, this is sounding sketchy.
Him holding on to the shell casings and then getting a lawyer and then contacting police. What do you think?
Those are all terrible pieces of evidence. It's all terrible for the prosecution. That's great for AsapRocky. Anybody who's in fear for their life is getting shot at is going to call the police ASAP, no pun intended, or pun intended. And, and then you hired a lawyer. That looks to me and smells like someone who's looking for a money settlement. Now threatening to use the criminal laws to get that money. So that's what it reeks like to me. I mean, that's good for ASAP.
Right. Why wait 2 days later? And then, like D-Dot says, if you were grazed, then he must have, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking grazed just mean a zip bite, but you said he would have to get stitches. So did he go to the doctor? I mean, is there physical a proof of that? He's going to have to show that. I mean, he must have some evidence, or else I would feel that they would just throw the case out.
AsapRocky.
And so, look, yeah, I mean, enough evidence to go forward with a trial, but could be problematic for the prosecution. Adding on top of the fact that there was a photo that was introduced into evidence of Relly's injuries. I think you could argue perhaps somewhat minor. I mean, if there was a real shooting, thank goodness no one was killed or severely injured. And you see like these bloody skin on his knuckles on his left hand where he says the bullet fragments hit. But one of the things Tacopina pointed out was Relly waited till he was in New York. I was in Los Angeles, waited till he was in New York to be treated for the injuries. Well, how does that factor into this?
Again, another great.
Could they be self-inflicted? And so now, D-Dot, so you're right. So I guess he did have some injuries, but it sounds like maybe like the Meg Thee Stallion. Remember how a lot of people didn't believe that she was shot because there were fragments. So maybe it did something to the surface of his skin.
Great piece of evidence. I mean, someone fires a shot at you from 16 feet. They miss, give them your knuckles. You don't call the police. You don't even do anything, get treatment. I mean, how serious could it have been? It sounds like someone who's full of it. I mean, that setting aside the initial stuff as far as probable cause, these pieces of evidence certainly create a wide opening.
He was dating Rihanna when this occurred. Just based on the timeline, it happened in 21. He's been with Rihanna about 5 years.
The defense pushed through a not guilty or dismissal. I mean, this case may never reach trial. If Tacopina can take what he asserted at the prelim, which is a lot of times what you do as a lawyer, you set up your defense for later, then present the prosecution with that evidence, then they may end up in a dismissal.
He got called out by the judge a little bit too. I mean, I think he said in court when looking at this photo, it's a miracle that he survived. He was being sarcastic. That kind of tone, he was told to check it a little bit. Is that a problem in that kind of criminal trial?
No, if you're not getting admonished from the judge about your attitude, you're not doing your job. You get what the judge has.
Is that what you think?
100%. I'm not worried about the judge. I'm worried about the jury. I'm worried about making my case, representing my client. Lawyers are worried about getting objected to during opening statements because they make an argument. I always tell lawyers, if you're not getting objected to an opening argument, then you're not really doing a good job.
That's so funny. But Lawrence, when you think about the evidence, I believe only 2 witnesses testified in this preliminary hearing. There are going to be more that testify at an upcoming trial, potentially other eyewitnesses to what Rocky allegedly did. I'm reminded of the Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion case. A little bit different, some bad evidence there.
Yeah, D-Dot. I mean, it sounds like the physical evidence is pretty shaky. So
for Tory Lanez, he was convicted, sentenced to 10 years in prison. But even though we've been calling out some of the deficiencies in what we see in the prosecution's case, they feel they have enough to actually go forward with it. They feel they have enough to convict him as of right now.
Well, they always do. That's the game they're playing, or they just may not understand the defense. But if, like I said, if Tacopina's laid the correct foundation, they can present that evidence. They may rethink their position, or they just may, let's see if we can get a conviction and see what happens. And, with what we've just talked about, I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of holes in the prosecution's case, especially the delay, especially with the fact that the fact that he presented the shell casings to me is like a big, big red flag as far as bringing this case against AsapRocky.
So that's the criminal case, right? And when we talk about the standards, he's also being sued where the standard is lower. So Relly is suing Rocky.
So Relly has a civil case as well. So he's probably trying to get some millions. So that makes sense as well. We know he wants to get paid. And
he's claiming, quote, in the lawsuit that Rocky pulled out a handgun, purposely pointed it in the direction of Relly, fired multiple shots. Relly was struck by bullet projectiles or fragments in his left hand, required medical attention, and he is seeking at least $25,000 in damages. Walk me through what we can expect from the civil case. So in other words, even if the criminal case were to be dismissed, that doesn't necessarily affect the civil case, right?
Yeah, well, gosh, I'm probably dating myself at this point, but the easiest example I always tell people is remember O.J. Simpson. He was acquitted in criminal court and found, liable in civil court. So they'll just sue him civilly and get a judgment, and there the standard of proof is preponderance of evidence. So more likely than not that, 51% to 49% of the evidence shows he committed the crime, and so then they get awarded.
So it sounds like he may have better luck at the civil case because he has some kind of damage to his hand. But you guys, I'm really surprised that he's only suing for like $25,000. I mean, considering AsapRocky, I'm just really surprised. I would think at least 100,000. So I think he probably has a better chance in the civil case than he does in this criminal, from what we're hearing.
The judgment. He's not asking for a lot of money. So the fact that he filed a civil suit certainly helps create doubt in a criminal case. But if he's only asking for $25,000, I think that doesn't help as much as you would want it to help in a criminal case. Because if he's suing for $10 million, then clearly you could argue this is all a lie. This guy just wants to get rich off the back of AsapRocky.
Right. And because the extent of the injuries are, relatively minor, he is suing him for assault, battery, emotional distress. How much does the fact that he has these grazing on his knuckles as the only kind of physical injury? I mean, he is suing for emotional distress.
I mean, it certainly plays a factor into it. I think his injuries, obviously, I don't know how emotionally distressed he could be from the graze. I mean, obviously someone pulled a firearm and shot at him. I don't know his background and history if he's been involved in shootings before. If it was me, certainly it'd be pretty right. Frightening. So it's hard to gauge. I think his background would play a factor into it. But yeah, certainly distress getting shot at. The injuries are not substantial at all.
Lawrence Zimmerman, interesting case. Appreciate your perspective, sir. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Thank you.
And that is all.
And to go back to Chris's question, were they together? Yeah, it says Rihanna and Rocky were first linked in the early 2010s when he was her opening act on the Diamonds World Tour in 2013. In 2020, the pair got serious and publicized their relationships as fans via social media. And so this incident happened back in 2021. So yeah, they were probably a couple when this happened. So Chris says, "Oh my God, she's glad he got his teeth fixed." Did AsapRocky I didn't follow him like that, so I don't know what he looked like before. As D-Dot says, no fingerprints, nothing that will stick. Lulu says, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Yeah, guys. So pretty much that's it. They're just talking about the fact that Rihanna is devastated with this because at this point she doesn't know. But now listening to this law and crime video and listening to them go through the case, it just sounds like it's a flimsy case to me. I mean, I could see maybe this man getting some money. You didn't see those silvers in his mouth. I probably overlooked it. No, I didn't. But listen, girl, my dad's from Louisiana. And when he first came to California, man, my mom, they said, and because even some of my relatives that's there now, they still have all that, go, that's what they do, girl. Yeah, but I didn't even notice it. And some of those grills, aren't they like, have you seen Kanye's mouth? We got to look at Kanye. They can take those things out, I think. But yeah, they're saying that Rihanna, is really worried. But it sounds like maybe he will be successful with the civil case. Maybe not so much with the criminal case. So Kanye West new grill. Let's see. And you guys, they're saying Kanye West is hooked on that nitrogen stuff. Have you guys seen this? Let me try to show a picture. Can I show the picture? I'll try to show you a bigger. Okay, let me show you. And I think they said it's permanently in his mouth. Do you see this? Chris, can you see this? It's some kind of jewelry they get. See his mouth? It's some kind of plaque. I don't know, platinum or something. It has been reported that West, who once claimed in 2010 that he had his bottom teeth removed and replaced with diamonds, designed the daring new dentures himself, complete with cat-like incisors, and was aided in the application by Beverly Hills dentist Dr. Thomas Connolly alongside dental technician Naoki Hayashi. The procedure is said to have cost the singer $850,000. These dentists are something else. Whether West has had his teeth actually removed to make way for his titanium gnashers is yet to be proved. Wow. Um, it says, it seems Kanye isn't the only member of the West clan to show off his shiny dental work this week. Northwest, his 13-year-old daughter, Kim Kardashian, also shared a photo on TikTok. That's ridiculous. I remember when my daughter was little, I forget there. I think there was a song out, "Let Me See Your Grill," and my daughter went to Catholic school, and my dad, my parents were strict, and so of course my daughter was raised in a similar fashion. But she used to listen to some things. I wouldn't let her listen to everything, but I think there was a song out, "Let Me See Your Grill," "Let Me See Your Grill," and of course, kids are exposed to stuff at school, right? And I forget how old she was, but she must have been about 9 or 10. And this heifer, we call her Heiferella around the house. That's our little nickname for my daughter. Just a term of endearment, loving, nothing bad. Heiferella gonna tell my mother, her granny, why don't you get a grill? My dad said, if that's the best you think you can want for your granny, your mother wasted her money in Catholic school. She might as well send you to public school. We was like, what? I mean, of course she was young, but it was funny. She gonna tell my mother, who was up in age, could she get a grill? Lord, we was like, girl, what are they teaching you in school, child? Chris says it looks expensive, but it's still, I know, like dental work, even if you don't have dental issues, putting stuff in your mouth can be dangerous and expensive, and just why? So I think Kanye is on that nitrogen. They say he sniffs it, and that's why he be going crazy and stuff. And allegedly, because they say he got the bipolar. So when you mix doing that nitrogen stuff, they said he actually had tanks and was getting HI with it, right? Miss T3000 is laughing. Heiferella. Yeah, that's what we used to call her, Heiferella. Of course, probably when she got to be about 16, we weren't calling no little girl Heiferella. But yeah, that's her nickname. Because once these kids go to college and they get, in high school and stuff, they start having their own mind and they be dressing, and it's like, where are you going like that? Are you what? I know you not. Catholic school doesn't mean no, girl. Who I know, I went to Catholic school all the way through. She did too. Well, first couple of years she went to private school, then we transferred to Catholic school. But I mean, in terms of my family that went to public school versus me that went to Catholic school, it's a little different. My family that went to public school, they was a little more rough around the edges, and they exposed me to stuff that my mom was like, "What?" But yeah, you're right. Them Catholic school kids are out of hand too. They out of line. Miss T3000 says, "Nah, Kanye." And Lulu is reminding me, allegedly. Okay, y'all. So I've been on here for a minute. I am going to log off, and I hope that y'all will join me again for the next video. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we will definitely be in court next week. We're going to be following this AsapRocky. We're going to be seeing how Rihanna's doing. We're going to be going to her Instagram, seeing she posting stuff, or if she on X posting anything, and see what's going on behind the scenes. Chris says, I don't know if he is, but they may be saying that to prepare for well, you got a point there. Yeah, you do have a point there. But I'm going to say just him dragging his wife around town half nude is like, that's a problem, Kanye. What's up with all that? That shows that something ain't right. Like, it's just, I don't know, inappropriate, to me. Lulu says, big thanks to everyone who came through. Your support truly means everything to us. Endless love and appreciation. Yes, thank you guys. Please hit the likes, the thumbs up. Please share the video, and y'all follow all the content creators that I mentioned earlier. Go support them like you guys are supporting me. Go follow The Lounge, and also go follow Jamil Peterson. I am Mr. Comedy. Great channel, funny channel. And shout out to D-Dot, who's always in everybody's chat, supporting everybody. And Galatians. Chris says, well, Kanye ain't never been right. I know. And I really have a soft spot for him because of his mom. They said that Donda was keeping him on track. And I know how, there have been point for my mom is still alive. So I can imagine, I have friends who have lost their parents and how that can be just devastating if you're close to a loved one. So I always have grace and empathy for people who have gone through that. So, but if you're in the record industry, if you're in the music industry, I mean, it's pure demons in there. So they will they will take advantage of any of your vices or any weaknesses and stuff. And I think we talked about this, Chris. They tried to get Kanye in a conservatorship as well. So you might be right. Like they might be saying these things to set him up to say that he is crazy while they do to him what maybe they're going to do to Wendy Williams. Because y'all think about it. Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody trying to put me in no damn conservatorship because I ain't rich enough. Okay. If you ain't got the right amount of money, they might try to get you a little bit of help, but ain't nobody trying to do all of this. They try to get control of these people's money the same way with Britney Spears, but all in the same time, putting you in that situation, feeding you DURGS and doing things to make you seem crazy and enabling you, right? I don't believe that all of this happened. Like, even with Whitney Houston, there were people around her that would facilitate getting her to stuff. And if we go back to way back in the Clive Davis era, Clive Davis years ago, I believe in the 70s, he lost his first job, one of his big time jobs, because he was actually supplying his artists with the D rug. Somebody said that, so I'm gonna use that because I be having a problem switching between what we should say and shouldn't say on YouTube. But yeah, they supplied the artists with that to keep them working, even with the NFL players, even with these football players. When they get injured, they are pumping them up with drugs to keep them on the field, to keep playing. So all of these things, they enable this behavior. They will give you stuff to keep making them money. So Chris, I agree with you. Like maybe Kanye did have dibble and dabble in some stuff, but then again, yeah, they could make it seem even worse so that they could get him into a conservatorship. Because remember, the conservator controls your money, and once they have the money, they could be siphon off money, buying things that you don't need, doing stuff, on the side with their friends, creating fake reasons to get money. They could do all sorts of things. So that's a good point. But like you said, we still know Kanye is a little bit, ooh, ooh, ooh. But anyway, y'all have a beautiful rest of your Saturday. I'm sorry, y'all. Saturday. I'm sitting by my window, child. It is sunny out here in California. We got sun. It's clear skies. It's a little bit of smog, which we usually don't have. But it's a beautiful day. So I hope you guys are having a beautiful day wherever you are. Love and blessings, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Bye, Lulu.